Lakeview's here on Tuesday getting ready for the state tournament. I talked to a couple of you Saturday about this, but so about a month ago, you guys lost to Kearney Catholic, you lost to St. Paul, and then Coach said you guys need to go have a conversation with each other. So tell me what that was like and kind of what came out of that. You don't need to reveal all the details. No, that's something that's private, for you guys. But what was that all about that day?
I think it was kind of just changing our mindset and working harder in practice and just holding ourselves accountable in every aspect of volleyball. And I don't know, it was just a big momentum change, I think, in just how we approached how we play.
Yeah, I feel like we just needed to reevaluate ourselves because we knew the goals that we set ahead of ourselves, and the track we were on, we just needed to take a deep breath and kind of know what we were capable of.
Do you just feel like you were maybe kind of in a funk at that point, or kind of how would you describe what was going on?
Yes, that's a perfect word. I think we were definitely in a funk, and I think we know that we have the physical capabilities to do what we want to do, and that it was the mental aspect that was holding us back. And then we talked about it and we fixed it.
And Lily, you and I talked about this the other day, but just and you said it hasn't been a burden, but to go through 2 months of expectations, not that it weighed you guys down, but how hard is that to deal with when, you guys are trying to play the next opponent, everybody's thinking about, going back to state, and all your fans are pumped about things like that. How much does that go through you?
I think it's more of a mental game for us all. It kind of beat us down at some points, but we knew what we could do. And so going back to that talk, we just talked through it and we just knew how good we can be as a team and just went out there and played.
And we all knew the pressure going into the season also. And we talked about that a bunch with each other and with coaches, but we just knew that we couldn't get too ahead of ourselves, just to take it one game at a time, and I think that's what we're doing.
When you guys hadn't beaten Kearney Catholic in a few years, obviously you lost, I don't think you guys have beaten St. Paul since 2014 and back, but just how much frustration was there hanging around also that, within a matter of 3 days, because you guys could have won the Columbus Classic and that one slipped away, and then didn't look the greatest against St. Paul, so just how much frustration was hanging around at that point?
I feel like it's not necessarily those specific losses, but it was just knowing that we could have done better than that.
So who led the conversation? Who's the most talkative one out of you guys?
Jordy?
Yeah,
Jordy talked a lot.
Yeah.
Maddie talked a lot, and Lacey talked a lot. So we all contributed though.
Did you realize how long did this last? 45 minutes? How long were you
An
guys?
hour.
It was pretty long. Once we got going.
I feel like after we had the conversation, there was just a flip that just switched.
We were all on the same page, and we moved forward with it.
Even at practice, the energy was just so much better. And then that next game, we just played 10 times better.
We all just knew the direction we were going, and it was all towards that same goal. So we just had to get on the same page.
Now, it's pretty rare that one thing is the only reason why things change, but how much was that kind of a starter just needed to for the last month for you guys? Not that it changed everything, but
We definitely did talk about a lot. Yeah. It wasn't just one thing we talked about. We covered.
I feel like we just trusted each other that much more, and we weren't worried about our mistakes anymore and all the pressure. We just told each other to play for each other.
So everybody here but Autumn knows a lot about who you guys played last year. Same team again. How much you guys aren't looking ahead, but how much confidence do you have kind of facing the same kind of a lineup that you saw a year ago?
I'm excited. I'm really excited. We played in the summer. Yes. It was a good game.
Go ahead, Jordy, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think we all just know that what the atmosphere is going to be like. Even if Autumn was on the bench, she just knows how much we want this and how much we wanted it last year. So just going in the game, we have experience and we're just ready to get after it.
Is there a different sort of, maybe feel isn't the right word, but when it's the first time, you're just excited to get there and be a part of the environment, and not that you guys obviously won a couple games, so you didn't just go in just to be a part of it, but just what feels different about this time than the Tuesday a year ago, the day before?
I feel like this year we don't want to end up in that third place match again. Yes, that was a great ending to our season last year, but I feel like we just want to go further.
All right.
Now, we know what it's like,
like last year we were kind of going into it just as something new, and we were just happy to be there. And now like we're here for a reason, and we have like really high goals for ourselves.
Yeah, you guys were down like what 9-1 or something in that first set.
We watched that game. We were down 11-2 at one point.
Right, 11-2, and this came back and won 20. Came back and won 25-16. Right, by 9. Yeah, that's quite the turnaround.
I'm telling you, man, the lights mess with you in there.
Yeah, they do.
It takes a second to get used to.
Well, we're excited to see what you ladies can do this year. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.